Okay, we are back on the terrain project. This will get finished eventually. I'm going to go down into the crater area where I got some pipes and some metal sticking out, and I'm going to do some pigments on them. And you see what I got going on. I got some Vallejo, brown oxide, some dark red ochre, orange rust, and some yellow ochre. And that's what these look like in the palette. So we're going to have to do like a 4-color rust. It's kind of a simpler rust. Got a little alcohol in there. Got some really old brushes ready to go. These are falling apart. And we'll be working on this. Thanks for joining me. And I believe this might be part 10 of this series. So we'll be back in a second and we'll start doing some pigments. Thanks. Hey, I'm starting the weathering process inside the crater pit. You can see I'm just doing some dark rust, some light rust, trying to get some colors on top of those pieces of metal rod and pipe. And just alternate layers, and we'll go in later on with some alcohol to fix it. Then when we're done with it, we'll lightly spray some matte varnish on it. And you have to worry about, see, we're sprinkling hitting the bottom of this ground. We do that. We have another brush. We got some black oxide weathering powder. And to see what, right under there. Tamps out all that. Tamps out all the color that's falling off the other pieces. We can keep doing that over and over again. And it's going to be fine having blended rust all through the thing. You can see right in there. You can see that. See, let's get some black oxide. You see that area where that's coming off the other pipe and hitting that. See, take that out. It's black again. We're probably going there with some slate grays and two, kind of variate. Cause some variation in the colors down there also. We have this big metal sheet right here, or tile, whatever you want it, make it all rusty. So that's way too light, so let's just tamp that down a little bit. Then we'll go in there with some of the darker color on top. And see? Magic. We can even put some black in there. And you've seen me use this in other videos. Just have a little tiny spray bottle of alcohol. This is maybe, what, a 6-ounce bottle or 4 ounce? This is a 3-ounce bottle, actually. And that'll kind of fix it. It'll look a lot darker right now, but it'll come back in a few seconds. Then we can go back into some other spots. Let's get some of this. That music in the background is a coffee house, if anyone wants to know some little mellow music to do weathering by. Well, that should be it for right now. I'm going to play around with this. I'll come back in a second and show you else what I'm doing with it. I got some other pieces that I got to come out. I got another piece of metal there I just noticed. Got another pipe here. I want to make that pop a little bit. But it does look like rusty metal in there. Then when this is all fixed and we'll put the matte varnish on it, we're going to weather this whole thing. We're going to go through the tile and through the rubble piles. Let's back it up a little bit. Where are we? So we have all kinds of things to weather, even the tile to get some dirt on there, these gray areas. We want that kind of bring out the dirt from the outside that's being walked in through by troops. And then probably mix some of the colors from the walls on top of the rubble pile so it matches a little bit. And we still got the little chair to do and throw that in the pit. And then probably fill that maybe halfway with the acrylic resin or whatever that stuff is, the Envirotex. And I'm going to show you how that we'll use some regular acrylic ink in that to murky it up a little bit to make it look like old water. So thank you for joining me. Hopefully we're on the final stretch of this piece and we start a new project hopefully soon. Thank you for joining me. Still working on the pigments in the crater, and I want to show you the colors I'm working with. I already went over the basic ones of the 4 rusts. I got a black one and a slate or ash, and then to mimic the color of the tile that's going to be falling in, I got some Kelly green, and I'm using 3 brushes. I have one I'm using for the black and the slate, one for all the rust pigments, and one for the green. And then I have another larger brush just to, if I want to clean something off or take the, or blend it a little bit, use that. And then the, and once again, you'll see the spray bottle alcohol go in just to fix them a little bit. And that's just a little update right now. I'm still working on it. This is a fun thing to do. I will come back in a little while and show you how I work the pigments. Thanks for joining me. Hey, I'm just wanting to demonstrate some of the techniques I'm doing. As you see in the pit, we got some of the greens from the tile. We got the rust going. And I want to lighten up some of it, so I'm just getting a little bit of the ash slate. I'm thinking this might be ash. I'm just kind of sprinkling it around. Kind of hit the highlights of it. Then I'm going to go in with the black again. Dab that off. I have a paper towel by the palette. So it doesn't take it completely away, but then it breaks it up a little bit. You can see, then we take the green brush and get in there. Let's see if we can get a better view in here. Let's get a different view going. See, like right there, we have that green that's really too heavy. That's another case. We take the little bit of the ash on top of that. I'm going to take a little bit of black. So it looks a little burnt. And we see where it has some of that rust fell down on the tile. That you can leave a little bit of that because then metal will break and fall apart and the rust will flake off. But then you still want some of the color from the original item still to show through. So we put in some more green. Switch brushes to the ash again. There. So it tones it all down. Now let's get some more of the color going again. I got those 2 pieces of rebar or wire conduit, whatever you want it to be. Then see how we got that a little bit rust down there. We got the blending brush, get that out. And we're going to have to go in there with some color because it's coming all over the place. Let's get our dark brush going again. And okay, then we'll give this a little fixative. And we can wait for that to dry, or take your hair dryer on a low setting. Excuse the noise. And this is 91% rubbing alcohol. It dries very quickly. And there you have it. I'm going to do a little more work on this. You don't want too much because it's going to be a subtle thing. It's going to be under some murky water too. I think probably these pipes will be somewhat, not completely submerged because we have the air oxidizing it. But these things will all be under the water. These will be under the water. I might put a little more gray in there just to give it some more detail on the surfaces. See, I can see more in there. Whoa. Excuse me. There we go. And you can see, even with the camera, can see back deeper in there than I can right now without. There. And let's a little more green in there. Just get rid of that. And let's take some grays. Just lighten it up a little bit, like highlight it. And then let's blend it through. Let's get a look to it. I think that might be done for the bottom right now. And then I'm going to probably do some earth tones and some more grays on these tiles to give them a little more of a grittier and real look. So that should be for right now. I will end this part here, and then we'll be back and doing some more weathering. Thank you for joining me.